Hey folks, Wally DM here, and today we're going to take a look at a D&D puzzle based on the word game Wordle. Now for those of you not familiar, in 2022 this is a very popular web-based word game where you try to guess a 5-letter word. Now there is only one word for the day. You put in your first guess, which has to be 5 letters, and it has to constitute a word, and if any of your letters match the word of the day, then they will either turn yellow if you have the correct letter but in the wrong position, or they will turn green, indicating that you have a correct letter in the correct position. Any other letters that are yellow or green are not in the word. So how do we use this in Dungeons & Dragons? Well, perhaps our adventuring party is exploring a tower and they find a secret door, and behind the secret door they find the collection of figurines of wondrous power that was stored by the wizard Wordle. Now there is a magic mouth on the wall that is programmed to say a few things when someone finds the secret chamber, and that's when our game begins. So let's take an in-depth look on how to run Wordle in your D&D game. So in this puzzle, our adventuring party finds a secret room in an abandoned wizard tower. Now this is going to be a room that was created by the wizard Wordle, and it housed his collectible items, most notably his figurines of wondrous power. Now there's quite a few different things going on in this room, and it is not to scale, so just keep that in mind as we go through the demonstration of this puzzle. Now the first and most obvious thing in here is a magical mouth that is animated, and it is embedded into the stone wall, and it's going to speak at different times, and I will go over that a little bit more here in just a bit. Now in front of this magic mouth is a table or a collector's case of 6 different figurines of wondrous power, and they are as follows from left to right. The red one is a bronze griffin, the black one is an ebony fly, the third one is a marble elephant, the fourth one is a serpentine owl, the fifth one is an onyx dog, and the 6th one is a silver raven. Now let's say one of our characters wants to come over and try to take one of these. They're going to see right away that they are ethereal or transparent, and they cannot be grasped. And it's at this time I would probably have the magic mouth speak. Greetings! It seems that I am no longer of this world. Well, I have this collection of figurines of wondrous power. Perhaps you would enjoy having them. Let's play a game. If you succeed, you can have my figurines. Use the letter tiles that are on the desk to spell out my password. So now our characters can try to throw out ideas for the password, but nothing's going to happen. That's going to bring us to this table over here. So as our characters come over and look at this table, they're going to find it's going to be set up kind of like a poker table or a blackjack table. Now this round section here actually has 5 orbs on it, and I have noted those orbs here. Again, things are not to scale, but just imagine these crystal ball size orbs are on the round part of this table. Now on this flat part, or this table in front, is going to be like an indentation or a drawer that's going to contain 26 tiles. Now each of these tiles is going to have a letter from the common alphabet. And of course for today we are going to use English, but you should be able to transfer this into other languages as you see fit. Now to the left of this trough of letters is going to be 5 square indentations, and it looks like these tiles could fit into these indentations. So you could take 5 of these and spell out a word. And for demonstration purposes of the puzzle, I'm going to move that out of the way, and we're going to move our tiles into place. And again, as a reminder, this is going to be the setup on this table. So now our characters can look at all these tiles, and again, there is one of each letter of the alphabet, and they can put a guess. And to guess, all they need to do is spell out a word by placing these tiles inside the indentations. Now it's up to you as a dungeon master. You can play the role of the magic mouth. Perhaps this magic mouth is programmed to throw out insults or to give encouragement or something like that to better give out the personality of the wizard Wordle. But I believe that once they have these tiles, that the mouth would say, well, go on, guess my password if you want to have these figurines of wondrous power. So let's do just that. Let's guess our first word, and since we're looking at it, why don't we guess mouth? Now once our characters have actually spelled out a word, then the magic mouth is going to respond with a yes or no. And in this case, the Magic Mouth will say,
Well, that's a good guess, but that is also incorrect. Let me help you with some clues. If the orbs are green, your letter is in the right place. If the orb turns yellow, then you have the correct letter, but it is in the incorrect place. And if the orb does not light up, then that letter is incorrect.
So with the word mouth, the orb in front of the letter T is going to glow yellow, and the rest of these are going to stay neutral. And it's at this point that these letter tiles are going to dissolve and are no longer available. I would also have your players roll a 6-sided die. So we rolled a 4. Now, as I called out these miniatures earlier, I assigned each of them a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And with the number 4, I'm going to have an invisible hand come out and grab the miniature of the serpentine owl. And the Magic Mouth is going to eat it, and it's going to be gone. And with that, the mouth says,
Well, that tasted better than I thought. How about you continue with your guessing?
So with that in mind, our characters know that the letter T is correct. It's just in the wrong position. So we're going to move the T over here. And let's say that our next word that we're going to try and guess is going to be the word tiger. And once our word is in place, then the orbs are going to react. Now this time, these two orbs are going to turn green, meaning that the E and the R are in their correct place. And of course, our T is still correct, but it is still in the incorrect position. If you remember, it was in the 4th position. Now it's in the 1st, and both of those are incorrect. So the T is either going to go in position 2 or position 3. And once again, we'll have our players roll a 6-sided die. And we roll a 2. 1, 2. And once again, since the guess is incorrect, we're going to see a transparent mage-like hand come out and grab the figurine of the ebony fly, and it's going to feed it to the Magic Mouth.
Well, you're getting closer, but I'm still hungry. Perhaps there are other ones that I should eat.
So we are allowed another guess, but we're running out of figurines. Well, we can guess again, so we're going to need to move the letters around. We know the E and the R in the correct position, and the T is going to either have to go in position 2 or position 3. Now, before we continue, if you'd like to take a minute, do you know what the answer is? I'll give you a second if you'd like to figure it out. Did you get it? Great. Let's go over the answer. So to continue on, now that these two are brown, that means that they are not in the word, and they are going to simply dissolve and disappear. Now our characters are able to move around the letters again. So let's say this time they move the T to this position. They grab an A and an L, and they're going to spell the word later. And once these tiles are put into place, the orbs will react. And unfortunately, our first letter is still incorrect, but we do have 4 of the letters in the correct position. And once again, we will have our players roll us a 6-sided die. And this time we roll a 6. So the figurine in the number 6 position is going to be that of the Silver Raven. So a transparent mage-like hand is going to come out and is going to grab this, and the Magic Mouth is going to eat the figurine of the Silver Raven. And of course, the tile with the letter L completely dissolves, removing it from the game. Now our characters are allowed another guess, and this time they're going to put the W up there, and we're going to spell water. And our orbs are going to react, and that is the correct word, and this is the wizard Wordle's password is water. And our Magic Mouth is going to congratulate them, and these remaining 3 figurines, the bronze griffin, the marble elephant, and the onyx dog, can be acquired by the party, and they now have 3 magical items. And perhaps our Magic Mouth on the way out says,
Enjoy those, and I hope you can add them to your collection.
So that is Wordle for Dungeons & Dragons, and I've got to give a big shout out to our Discord community, in particular Nerdtastic and Foric. We spent a few minutes the other night trying to brainstorm ideas on how to bring Wordle into D&D, and I think this puzzle came out fairly well. Now with regards to making this puzzle make sense, I think it would be a lot of fun to include this in a wizard tower, perhaps introduce some lore of the wizard Wordle or things of that nature. Of course, he didn't want to just give his collectibles away, but if you're able to solve and win them in a game, then he's more than happy to pass them on. I do have to mention that one of my favorite parts about this puzzle is being able to play this in person or using Roll20. I think there's enough moving pieces here that players would have a lot of fun with it, even if it didn't make a whole lot of sense into the game that we're playing. So that's all I have for you today. What did you think of the puzzle? Is this something that you would use in your game? And if so, what would you do differently? And in particular, have you played Wordle before, and what do you think of the game? Don't forget to join our Discord community if you haven't already. We talk about puzzles all the time. Thank you very much for watching, and on to the next.